Hey everyone, welcome to the Academy Consulting Podcast. My name is Erica.
And I'm Mike.
And this month we have been talking all about how to stay up or get up or what?
Those are the words we've been using, to stay up or get up, because life just can knock us down. All sorts of things happen in life that just make it difficult to be positive, to be happy, to be healthy because of what's around us. So God has given us all sorts of indications in leadership in Scripture about how to get up when we're down, or how to live a life that we're just up more often.
And this is something that we talk about all the time between the two of us, but also with our clients, because positivity can make or break your life.
Definitely. And as we talk with our clients, it just becomes so obvious that we all struggle in different ways to be up because of what life deals to us. And it's just smart to have someone to guide you, to have strategies to be up more often. And sometimes it's great to have a person to talk to, but even better is to look at what God says about how to be up and how to be a positive, healthy person who brings good into the world.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a very natural thing. I think naturally I am more of a positive person, and if you watch the lessons, I think Mike actually said that. But if you're not naturally a positive person, it's not impossible to change. It is very possible, but it has to be with intention.
Yeah, and Eric is right. Between the two of us, she's naturally more positive than I am. If today here in the offices, the water main breaks and the computer goes out and we get some crazy bill from somewhere that we didn't expect, I'm likely to be more crabby tomorrow morning than she is. She's more adept at dealing with life's issues and still being a healthy, positive person. So I've learned a lot from her, but I've learned even more from Scripture, and that's what we've talked about in the lesson. So there's 3 lessons this month, and in the first one I talked about kind of waking up and giving the day to God, and then having godly sorts of intentions, positive thoughts and intentions.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Well, I think it's amazing waking up, giving your day to God, and no matter where you are in your relationship with God, even if you don't have one yet, it's a mindset of waking up and being positive, and setting an intention for your day to be the best example to everyone around you of love and grace and all of the good things that life gives us. And that's just a really good way to start. And I do it before I even get out of bed. I think that's what you said too. And we also have a meditation that we give to all of our clients, and we're happy to send it to you as well. It's like 3 minutes long, and it's just something you can just do to set your day right.
Yeah, that's what I mean by waking up. Is getting your mind right to begin the day, thinking it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a positive day. You're going to have good interactions with other people. You got to start with the right mindset to actually live it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the second thing you talked about is dress up.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when you first started talking about it, I think, well, yeah, all of us stare in our closet and like try to look our
I don't
best.
have anything to wear.
Yeah, right? But that's not actually what you were talking about.
No. When God talks about dressing up, he's talking about improving our thoughts, improving our intentions. So he's more looking at our inside than our outside, our clothes or whatever it may be.
Yeah, and honestly, most of our problems start and end with how we speak to ourselves. Yeah. What we say to ourselves. We tend to be the hardest, cruelest, most judgmental people to ourselves. Yeah. And that is dishonoring to God, in my opinion. And one of the biggest ways we can dishonor God is to not really love ourselves.
Yeah. And that kind of flows right into the next thing I talked about. That's why I did it the way I did. It's the way we speak, right? And I said, sometimes we just need to zip it up. We say too many negative things. So God's first comment to you, if you say a lot of negative stuff, is zip it up. You don't need to. You don't have to. You don't have to be sucked into it by other gossipers. Now you got to gossip along. You can just choose negative things are not going to come out of my mouth. We both read a book recently, and there was a phrase in there that you really liked. Do you remember it?
Be impeccable with your words.
Yeah, be impeccable with your words. You can do that. All of your words can be chosen to be positive. To yourself, first of all, and then, of course, to other people as well. So zip up on the negativity, the criticism, the gossip, all that stuff. You zip that up, and instead you choose to be what again with your words?
Impeccable.
Impeccable. That's a beautiful word.
Well, words have so much power, more power than we even realize. They have the power to change the direction of someone's entire day, or their entire life. You can say one bad thing to someone. For example, if you're a parent and you come home from work and you're just, you've had a bad day and your child is just singing and singing and singing and they're just happy. And you say to them, you know what, please be quiet. I can't handle your singing anymore. Your child might say in their own mind, my mom thinks I'm a terrible singer, and then never sing again. And your intention was not to give that energy to your child, but that's the power that our words have. And I think we have to be very intentional about them, but also aware. And if you haven't ever thought about this stuff before, our encouragement is start thinking about how you speak, not only to other people, but mostly to yourself too.
Yeah. And that flows, because in addition to kind of speaking up and zipping up the bad stuff and speaking up the good stuff, part of that then is just you got to stand up and do what you say you believe. Do you remember that lesson at all?
Yeah, I mean, so many people, especially Christians, go to church every morning and believe in God, and they can fire off all these Bible verses, but some of them can be the most judgmental, condemning humans that I've ever met. And it's hard to trust someone for what they say if their actions don't follow what they say they believe.
Yeah, and it's no different than Jesus' time. That's why the lessons we see in Scripture are so important. The people that were the best scholars of Scripture at Jesus' time were not followers of Jesus. Right? They were all about studying and telling everyone else what to do and trying to look good themselves and be proud and show off and all that stuff. You should read it. It's all throughout the Bible, especially in the New Testament, talking about Pharisees and in the way they knew the Bible, but they didn't live it. Jesus said, just live what you say you believe. That's what he said. And he said the most important part of that was to love God really well and to love other people really well. And then later it says, that's how God and others can actually determine what you believe. What you believe is shown to others. It's proof to others by the way you treat them. We're known to be people of faith by the way we love or by the way we treat other people. Not what we say we know or a prayer we've said or anything, but our obvious faith is shown in the way we treat other people. That's so important. You got to stand up for what you say you believe.
I want to add something to that too, that I think a lot of us miss. It also goes with how we treat ourselves. Yeah. How you speak to yourself, the words you say, that can honor or dishonor God as well. So pay attention. Really, that is really just sort of a check-in for all of us to pay attention to our words, and you can use them to give life, or you can give them to create darkness.
It's super easy to be sucked into negativity. It just is. People at work are gossiping and talking negative. You look at the news and it's all negative. I like to go to the ESPN website for basketball and look at stuff about the NBA. If you look on the side of all the top articles for the day, most of them are negative. This guy's angry, this guy's hurt, this guy's getting fired, whatever. Negative, 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 because that's what sells. So we're constantly fed negativity, even if we're looking for sports or a movie or something fun.
Yeah.
We're fed negativity, but you can't let that turn you negative.
You said something really good, and I know this is true about you, is if you're thinking something positive, just say it. I had this happen to me the other day. I was actually having kind of a bad morning. I was in a negative brain space, and I went to Starbucks. I thought maybe a coffee's going to cheer me up. And the lady at the window looked at me and she said, "You look really pretty today." And I thought, our first intention is like, oh yeah, no, I'm not. But I thank you. And her comment really changed the trajectory of my day. One positive thing is all I just needed to hear, that someone else saw something positive in me. And it really did affect in a really good way. So
if you want to do something good in the world and you look around and see it's just impossible because everything is such a mess, you can be the sower of good, the sower of positivity simply with your words. Everywhere you go, if there's something worth commenting on in a positive way, just do it. Be known as the person who's always going about making everyone else feel better about themselves.
And that goes for you too. Make yourself feel better about yourself. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Give yourself compliments. Find good things. Not just about your appearance, but your efforts in things, how you parent. Give yourself some credit for how far you've come and all of the things in your life that you have overcome. And then I think you maybe will be able to start to see yourself in a positive way too.
Yeah. And to conclude, I know we're running short on time. To conclude, one of the other things I talked about was simply looking for God. to reach up for God. If you want to have a better life, having God involved in your life is a huge positive. And it can be difficult. We feel disjointed from him. Maybe we've never really been close to him, or maybe we have at times and we've messed up and now we feel guilty because we don't ever read our Bible, we don't go to church, and we feel kind of naughty about the whole thing. Forget that. God says in the Bible, if you look for him, you will find him. It doesn't say you have to go to church every Sunday. It says if you seek him, if you knock, the door will be open. He wants to have a relationship with you. So anytime you're looking for God, he's ready. He wants to talk to you. He wants to be in a relationship with you.
And it really is as simple as saying, God, help me to see. Help me to see and help me to know you. I actually just had this with one of my clients yesterday. Never even thought about this before. And I said, just ask. Ask him to show up and he will. And he texted me on his drive home a picture of a sunset that he never noticed before, something really beautiful shining through the clouds. And in his heart, he knew that was God showing him that God was there. And it really is that simple. And like I will promise you, and I think you can promise them too, do the ask and God will show up.
Yeah. Can I finish with that? Can I do you have more to say before I finish?
I mean, I always have more to say, but no, I'm good.
Okay, so here's what I want to finish with. We've been teaching lessons this month about how to be more up. You can listen to us. You could come for counseling. You can read great books about being a positive person or being up or being a great influencer or leader or whatever it is. All those things can be good. But what's best is what God says about himself. God is our ultimate leader. God knows more than any of us. So the last thing I want to close this with is this. You can be closer to God. You can know God better than you do right now. That's what he wants for you. So if you want to be more up in life, begin to seek God more in life. And he promises that you'll find him.
See you next time.